them to not have an ill intent. When someone gives you something, that's an energetic exchange, and there has to be balance. Okay? So each time they gave me something, or each time I asked for something, they took a piece of my inheritance. They did. They took a piece of my energy with them, and they were not reciprocating in the same way that I was. You understand? I'm just now accepting that, so I'm just speaking about it, okay? So I asked her when I get to her house, I'm like, hey, I want to call Michael, I'm all on this journey. And she advised me against it, even though a week later, this is how I'm leading up to me discovering who she was. So you already know about the pills she did. You already know about the faces she made that I caught her in. This is me paying attention. I'm paying attention to everything, even though it may not look like I was. I was paying attention. And so I peeped that part. And then this was after the pills. And so this was the clicker for me. When I said that's what I was going to do, she was like, I don't think you should do that. When somebody gets you to go against what you feel and what you think, they are a narcissist and they have an ulterior motive. Anybody else is going to support you. They're going to support you, especially if they just did the same thing. And that's what struck me as odd, because you just did the same thing. You just told me that. You just told me you called old dude up that you hadn't talked to and you made amends and all that stuff. And why are you advising me against it? I didn't ask that question. I didn't. So I'm in the car. This one I still have my car, y'all. So I'm in my car and I'm driving left and I pull over and I said, I won't call him. So instead of calling him, I text. And my intuition already told me that he was a narcissist. But I didn't realize he was, because that's why I was calling. But I was calling really because I wanted to make amends on my part, because there's nobody on this earth other than yourself that is responsible for your safety. Okay? And by giving him that power, it's like he had the opportunity. He took my safety. He took my safety. That's how I felt. And I uttered those words. And so it's like I just gave it to him. So I had to reclaim my power back, is where I was going with that. My cat is in the bushes in the front. He's all up in the tree, y'all. He's like literally all up in the tree. So I text him and he doesn't respond. So I call him and he answers as a narcissist would. I didn't know at the time then, right? So I'm watching all this play out, and I was like, oh, I thought, I think I said, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. How you doing? How's everything going? Blah blah blah, and talk for a little bit. I said I thought I had the wrong number. He was like, no, he was busy, something like that. So I said, okay, this is where it gets juicy, and then I'm gonna end this video. Okay. Uh, so we're on the phone talking. And I said, well, I really just called to apologize to you. I said, because I know the last time I talked to you, I said, well, we didn't talk, but I texted you. And um, I said this and I said that and I said that I wasn't safe with you and blah, 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 blah. I just want to apologize. This narcissistic fool was like, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate you saying that. And I said, no problem. Now, he didn't apologize to me for misleading me and for lying. He didn't apologize for that. He didn't say nothing. And I didn't let it go. I just made notice of it, right? And so at this time, the pandemic had hit, or the plandemic had hit. And so I wanted to know his character. And so I asked him, and I said, so I forget how the conversation went. And I'm like, hey, do you wear a mask? And he was like, now I'm a rebel. Now you got to understand, he's really is a Poindexter. Even now, even he's nerdy, so it's still funny to me. I'm a rebel. He's never been a rebel in his life. He follows the rules. Actually, he wants to write more rules, like literally. He wrote a book. I'm not going to tell y'all the title of the book. And so he was like, well, I'm a rebel. and I fight against it, but sometimes I may do it. Instantly I knew he was lying, and so I'm like, okay, I knew he was lying. I knew he was lying. But this is how I got his ass. Oh, when I tell you, I don't think God is this petty, but my ancestors sure are. My ancestors or my spiritual guys was like, because I didn't even know about that he was gonna lie. Like, I did not know that he was gonna lie. I did not know that he was gonna lie. So I'm on the phone and I'm like, I said, I know you seen my videos. And he was like, hold on, let me think. I was like, I know you seen my videos. And he was like, no, I haven't. And I said, yes, you have. I said, you watch it. I said, you watch. And I peeped this a long time ago. He won't like none of my pictures on Facebook. This when we was friends and I had Facebook. But he would watch all my freaking stories. Watch all my stories. You know how Facebook is. They keep track of everybody that watch your story. Okay? But for him to be so technically savvy and be an engineer and to be writing codes and stuff, he did not know that. He didn't know that. Y'all, he didn't know that. He did not know that. He didn't know that. So I already felt he lied about the whole mask thing. I already peeped the fact that he didn't apologize for how he treated me, which means he's a narcissist because he didn't feel no kind of way, but he accepted my apology for some BS. Okay, I got you. So, bam. I said, yes, you do. And he was like, no, I don't. I said, but you do though. I said, cause I said when you write stories, I said when you put up a story, Facebook tells you everybody. I thought I felt your ass. Facebook tells you who watched your stories. This dude said, hold on for a second, let me call you back. Y'all, I was so tickled. I was so tickled. I was so tickled. I was so tickled. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed so hard, y'all. In the car, I was laughing. I was laughing. I was like, "Oh, my intuition is back, y'all. My mind is getting clear, y'all." I was so tickled. I was tickled. I was so tickled. So when he called back, he made up some lie. He had to have a moment. He made up some lie about how. Now, he never posts on his story. Understand that. He don't do that. And he barely posted on his page. So I know why he wouldn't know that. Because he doesn't post on his stories. So he wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that unless you post on your stories and you have experience with it. So, when he called back, he made us some lie about, I don't know, some about how it automatic. I don't know. It was a lie, though. It was a lie. I don't even need to know exactly what he said. It was a lie. It was a lie because he was shook. He was shook. He was stuttering and everything. And so then when I went home to watch tarot, because then I was addicted. I was like, and that's when I realized he was an undercover narcissist, because Tarot World, that energy that I sent out there when I cut him off, because after we hung up, I deleted him from Facebook instantly. And when I told old girl about it, the other undercover narcissist, she was like, I bet he felt it. I said, I know he did, because I felt when I did it. I know he felt it. And Tarot World exposed both of them, really. Because once I cut Michael off that way, Tarot World exploded. I'm talking about they exploded. It was like the undercover narcissist is caught, is trapped, and blah, 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 blah. He thought he was going to get away. I mean, it was crazy. And I was like, what? He's an undercover narcissist. Wow. Didn't know that. But then while I was still hanging out with homegirl, They was talking about they're trying to kill you. That's when I got shook. Because they was like, they been trying to kill you. And you still hanging around them. That's what one tarot reader said. That's what Astro Queen said. She said that. She was like, they're trying to kill you. And at that time, I was only hanging around old girl and her auntie. So yeah, they were trying to kill me too. And I watched the repercussions of them trying to kill me. I did. I watched them. I was side by side with her. Because I didn't know. I didn't know she was a hidden enemy. I didn't know that the person in front of me had a demon inside. I didn't know that. I didn't know when you take drugs, it makes it easy, susceptible for the demons to attach their energy to you. I didn't know that. Or I would have known something was up. But they both exposed themselves to me. She exposed herself to me too, though. But the story was about that undercover narcissist. I can tell you about the woman undercover narcissist at another time, because that story is in depth, because I considered her a friend. I did. I considered her my sister. And I used to say we were sisters from the spirit. I used to say that. I used to think that. But it was the complete opposite, because she wanted my demise and to steal my gifts. And she did, because she had me doing readings for myself and for her a lot of the times. And even when I didn't want to do it. And she was like, well, go ahead, da-da-da. She was taking my information and applying it to her life. That's a form of theft. And at one time while I was reading for her, I picked up on my own energy and I asked her, I said, is this about me? And I forget what she said. I forget what she said. I'm probably sure I wrote it down, because at that time I was writing down everything, because everything was just so new and it was like interesting. And so I'm like, what is going on, right? But yeah, I caught him that way. Facebook. And shortly after that, I deleted my Facebook. That was funny. Yep. And shortly after that, I went through my main Instagram page and I deleted everybody that was attached to that type of energy. A few. Because I just realized that a person who was a cousin used my birthday when she came and did a reading for me when I was 19. That revelation just hit me. And it's only because she popped her head up. Why did she pop her head up, you say? Or how do I know she popped her head up? Because my mom doesn't keep anything secret. And she came over to had to say that she talked to her for 2 hours. And then I pick up on another reader, and she's talking about a woman of biracial descent who is crazy as fuck. And of Italian descent, okay? And it only hit because she did a reading on me. She did a reading on me, which means she knew who I was, or she picked up on who I was. So everything she got's not hers either. It's mine. I don't know why people did that. I still don't understand, or overstand that part. God hasn't revealed that part to me. I don't know. I just know who I am and who the people are around me and why they're stealing from me. So, yeah. I got a lot of stories. I got some new information too. But it's new, but it's not new, because I knew about it, but now just more detailed. And that's because I started watching tarot again. But I'm going to stop, because I want to strengthen my own. I watch tarot more than I haven't watched a movie or a TV show or anything. I watch tarot. Tarot is more interesting. But it's a handicap for me, so it's time to let it go. Tarotland is funny though. The spiritual community in itself, it's wild, y'all. When you are awakened to what's going on, there's so many different sets. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Whew. Anywho, I think I'm about to go make me something to eat. I love you guys. I hope all is well. I hope I made you laugh. I pray I gave you hope. And if nothing else, let me be the one to tell you that you are loved and you are not alone. Your pain means something. It really does. There's a blessing on the other side of that pain, though. It really is. There is. There's a blessing. There's a few blessings on the other side of your pain. You just got to get through it and heal yourself without causing more karma for yourself by injuring another person. Now, just being mindful about what you say and what you do. Even in difficult times, try and keep your head, hold your emotional status, okay? You know what's coming at you. And if you didn't know before this video, and this is your very first video, then now you know, my love. They are demons. They're just in disguise. But their actions tell who they are. Sometimes their eyes will too. But their lack of compassion and empathy for others and humanity and for animals tells you who they are as well. Namaste, Ashe, Mazel Tov.